Hello friends, hi, welcome. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Faiza, and every week I talk about a true crime story. So if you're interested in true crime, I would appreciate if you like and subscribe, and let's get into today's case. So today's story is very emotional because I'll be talking about a grieving mother that is taking revenge against her daughter's killer. So Marianne Bachmeier was born in a working class family in West Germany. Marianne had a tumultuous childhood and she faced many challenges in her life. She had a strained relationship with her parents as well. She faced many challenges which influenced her way of thinking later in life. She also had children quite early in her life, and two of her children were placed for adoption because she couldn't provide for them and she thought it was the best option out there. So in 1972, Anna was born, and Marianne decided to give Anna the best childhood possible, and Anna became Marianne's main focus. So on May 5th, 1980, Anna was seen leaving the family home to visit a friend's house. While she was walking to her friend's house, she then stumbled across Grabowski, which was their neighbor. Since he was a familiar face, Anna decided to go home with him. She was only 6 years old. He promised her to see a few kittens at his house, and unfortunately, she decided to go home with him. Grabowski has a history of sex offenses, and he also has a history of attacking young girls. He was a pedophile. Grabowski's actions were brutal. He attacked Anna, sexually assaulted her, then strangled her. Shortly after that, he placed her body inside a cardboard box and he left her outside near a lake. This shows the lack of remorse for his heinous acts, and he only killed Anna to prevent the truth from coming out. This heinous crime completely shocked the community, and the public started to really get involved in this case, and there was a huge public outcry. As the trial approached, the media frenzy intensified. This case struck a chord with the public, highlighting the vulnerabilities of children and child protection laws. Since Grabowski was a pedophile with a history of attacking children, the legal system has failed in West Germany. Many were protesting against the fact that why was Grabowski set free in the first place. Marianne was seen as a grieving mother, and her emotions were very intense during the trial. Many people sympathized with her and they just understood her emotions. They really did. The media portrayed her as a grieving mother that wants to protect children and wants to advocate for their safety. That's what the media made her look like, which I agree with. Many people began to vocalize their frustration against the legal system on protecting children, and they wanted stronger laws to keep child predators at bay. During the trial, Grabowski's defense team were very infuriating and made the public very upset, based on the fact that Grabowski was testifying, saying that Anna's death was a complete accident and that he didn't mean to kill her, and he was also blaming Anna for seducing him. She is a child. The defense team tried to portray Grabowski as a victim, and they solely blamed a child. They blamed Anna for seducing Grabowski. How does that make sense? This only fueled Marianne's rage, and the rage is building up within that courtroom. The moment Marianne started shooting Grabowski in the courtroom was when a major debate began. It was a huge turning point for the public's perceptions on child safety, grieving families, and what to do with our emotions when we are feeling that our emotions are out of our control. And was Marianne shooting Grabowski seen as a justifiable act? of justice? That is what the debate is about. The emotional weight and the grief Marianne felt for losing her daughter was overwhelming, and the court understood where she was coming from emotionally. The media coverage of the courtroom shooting was sensational, and the media was all over this case. It grew international attention on what Marianne done in that courtroom. Marianne's trial began in 1983, 3 years after Anna was murdered. Marianne's trial became a highly publicized event, drawing in spectators and media reporters all over the country. Marianne's defense team argued for a charge in manslaughter due to the overwhelming grief Marianne felt during the trial of her daughter. This just emphasized her trauma and her emotional state, while listening to the defense team explaining that Grabowski killed Anna due to it being an accident. They blamed Anna for dying that day, which only fueled Marianne to become more and more angry, and her emotions took over at that critical point. Throughout the trial, Marianne expressed her remorse and grief, and she explained how her emotions took the best of her, and she felt great injustice during the court proceedings regarding her daughter. She also expressed how Grabowski, her neighbor, ruined her life, and listening to him blame and speak down on her daughter is what caused the rage to happen, alongside losing her daughter altogether. The trial became a debate of parental loss, justice, and moral issues within the courtroom, and what to do with victims' families when they are facing such devastating loss. What were the societal expectations for the victims and their families? That is what the argument is here. After listening to all of the testimonies in court, the judge decided to sentence Marianne to 6 years in prison for manslaughter. The public still remained very sympathetic towards her. Many see Marianne as a mother that was pushed to the brink of despair. After spending 3 years in prison, Marianne was then released for good behavior, and she decided to rebuild her life. She moved to France to avoid the media frenzy regarding her high-profile case. Over the years, as you can imagine, she really found it difficult to find her own identity and to live a quiet life, as she is still facing a lot of trauma and loss now that she's out there all alone in the world. As the years went by, Marianne decided to go back to West Germany and started to advocate for families that have also lost their children in the similar fashion, and she was advocating for stronger laws in Germany to protect children. Marianne passed away in 1996 from pancreatic cancer. She was only 46 years old. This case still resonates in Germany, and it really allowed people to think about what to do when a family is grieving and what justice actually means. It led to many different debates regarding the justice system in Germany. Marianne's story inspired many films, documentaries, and books. Each interpretation talks about justice, morality, and the impact of crimes on the victim and the families. So that brings us to the end of today's case. What do you guys think? Would you have done the same if, God forbid, you was in the same situation? Do let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Till then, guys, stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you guys again next week. Bye.